Hello. I know I look tired. Well, I'm a little tired, but that's okay. Long day. Uh, we'll make sure everything posts where it needs to post because I tested my bot stuff and it didn't work. Uh, Launch and you. Nice. That actually worked out. Sick. All right. My contacts. My goodness. Trying to wear them more often. Let's see. Updates. Updates. If the thumbnail on my YouTube one isn't very obvious, I think I'm going to try out the Pirate Software Jam. Take a little bit of break at Ammonia. I'm going to be jumping back and forth. Can't tell if my camera's all crooked or not. Doo-doo. Wait. Hey, how's it going, Loki? Just getting started here. Kind of just doing the little announcements. What's up? How are things going? How's your streams been? I catch a couple of them. I lurked at a few. As I was trying to get stuff done. Let's see. News-wise, I'm gonna try to do the Pirate Software Jam. Figured why not? Take a little break. Maybe do something a little creative. Godot 4.3 Beta 3 is broken. Oh no. Don't tell me that. What's broken about it? Because I'm literally trying... because the Pirate Software Jam has you only do browser, which means you can't do 4.2 because the web browser thing doesn't really work. But I like downloaded it today and I messed around with it and got the web thing working on an example project. What's broken? Let's see, I think that's like the main thing I've got news-wise. Probably work a little bit on the journal because, you know, that's what we do here. We work on the journal. I think I'm going to get back to also doing shorts. And I mean, let's see. Every time I do tree.get tree, change tree to file, it says null. Ooh. Well, tomorrow when we do Pirate Software Jam, I mean, we could maybe play with it today, but I don't want to touch that project till tomorrow. We can go through it. Oh, my short today was horrible. Okay. Do comments. Any comments I should be aware of? A signal war fired. That's a weird comment. Project. Okay. Reply. Good. Alright. Exit this. Pop over to here. Also, when I send a signal from my boss character back to the main game scene, it triggers a ridiculous amount of times. Oh, jeez. That's not good. Ah. I hope I don't have to pivot tomorrow and use like phaser or something. We could be like learn phaser in 2 weeks. While we're learn this. I hope it, or maybe the 2 weeks I'll just send like a bunch of pull requests and try to fix it. And on boss death, I tried to have it instantiate a scene. It triggers a scene like 248-ish times. Really? Like all you had to do is like the like get tree dot change scene or whatever it's called. I think I do it here on I think we can look it up on, was it main menu? So you do this and it calls that like 248-ish times just for that one call. You know what we could try? You know, it calls that null. Really? You know what we could do? I could commit all the changes I've got right here on this here. That sounds like such a bad idea. I can then create a new branch and we call it like 4.3.beta, and let's just see what breaks. And we'll see if I feel good about that or not. Maybe it'll be a pull request night. Maybe we'll just put pull requests into the stuff. Maybe we'll be compiling it tonight. Just compile Godot and try to fix it. Yeah, maybe we can try that. Because today is going to be a chill night. I'm going to do the Pirate Jam tomorrow. I've been thinking about the journal ideas. I have been like, I'm super inspired by a couple of games I played on the last few days that I had off. So I've got like ideas. Escape. Oop. How about get status there? Anything I don't want? I think we can add it all. Git, commit. We did a lot. Notification, time frame, unread, git push. The instant thing is I send a signal on boss death with death.emit, and then when I watch the remote, I see the scene call. But none of them do what they're supposed to. That's scary. Let me tell you that right now. All right. Git branch M, I think. Yeah. I want to branch. I guess I could just do git checkout. I guess it's the same thing. Feature. We'll go Godot 4.3 beta 3 test. Switch. Oh. should have said this. There we go. Okay. So now that we're on there, now I'm going to close this. We'll save and quit. Uh-oh. Oh, that's interesting. It creates a DLL file every time. Oh, hold on. Okay, good. My music's playing. I had to make sure. All right, let's do this. Applications. Beta 3. Yep. We're gonna find out, because if it's totally borked, it's gonna mess up the jam I want to do for Powered Software's jam. I just want to like make a very, very small game. Like I've got rules for myself, which I'll go over later. Let's see how it goes. Uh-oh. Oh no, breakpoint. Breakpoint. Wow, I saved my breakpoint? It seemed to load. Whoa. Okay. That's weird. It's It worked when I went from main to game, but then back to main. Interesting. I don't think I have anything that like jumps scenes. Actually, I do. No, the journal kind of does that. Okay. I mean, that still worked. Okay. It lasts for 2 weeks. So let me pull it up. Maybe. It kind of gives me hope that my project is in a pretty good state. So it's like itch.io/pirate/jam, I think. Ah, I got it backwards. Jam/pirate. So it starts here in 10 hours, so it's 7 a.m. for me. And it goes until July 31st, so it's 2 weeks ish. 2 weeks and well, I guess 2 weeks, yeah, because tomorrow morning and rules, don't be dumb, follow HIO rules, no more than teams of 5 people. I'm doing it solo. You have to submit a game design document, which I'm not afraid of. Must run in the browser. So this requirement here is what gave me the biggest concern. And that's because, well, that's because Godot 4.2 doesn't really run well. You have to do this like proxy stuff. I could probably figure out if I really need to downgrade. But I tried 4.3 earlier today and I got it running so that I can run it on a browser and test it out and it works. So I could build a package. I could export it to HTML index and build a web browser version. So I got this working, which I needed to prove before I actually started it. So yeah, I got that working in 4.3 today. But I was a little concerned that Loki's 4.3 issues, which doesn't mean there isn't issues. I mean, I don't know if anyone's looked at the Godot engine GitHub. Actually, I could probably look at their most recent one. And when you go look at like we've got all these issues, but here's what remains. And I was like looking here what scares me. Physics running on a separate thread with max FPS enabled causes the physics server to be synchronized ever something something something. This is actually the one that concerned me the most. Because I'm gonna be okay, is it not gonna like load it? That's cool. Audio stream player does not work correctly during web export. This is my biggest concern for the 2-week jam. That it's just not gonna like work. I'm gonna like export it. I'm gonna make sure there's music and sound. I'm gonna use 8-bit Dragon. I'm gonna try to make it very like even constrained for myself for like what I can and can't do. I really just want to do like simple shapes, whatever the theme happens to be tomorrow morning. And when it's announced, I think before my day starts, I'm gonna put together a little short. I'm gonna say, hey, the theme is this. That's what we're gonna work on, and kind of put my ideas together during the day. I kind of see if we get ahead of this. No, I don't know how much people really want to watch me put together a game design document. They'll probably like want to see the end result or maybe some of the construction. And I want to do it in parallel because it's really easy to get stuck doing a game design document and do that for like 2 weeks and like back and forth and then realize, oh, I didn't build anything. So I want to prototype and then like fill in things. I'm going to do my 1-pager style and then I'm going to turn that into a full design document because we got to see what's fun and I want to make it fun. And speaking of fun, what really inspired me the last few days, and I'm going to put it inside my game or something, a variation of this, but I don't know if I'm going to do a rhythm game, but I love rhythm games. There was a game I was playing and I really, really liked. Where did I put it? I didn't delete it, did I? No, it's right here. Does anyone know Just Shapes and Beats? That's really loud for me, by the way. Here, I'll pause the mic music. So this, the way you lose and come back is just amazing. So I played this, and here, I'll hide myself for a minute. Yeah, this is Just Shapes and Beats. This mechanic I'm going to show you, like, inspired me a lot. But I also I'm going to use this concept. I want to use this concept for the jam. Keep it simple. Oh, I loved that. So that was like really inspiring. So I want to use basic shapes in whatever the jam is tomorrow. I want to make it really simple. I want to really constrain it. But that ending thing, I want to use it in Etymonia. I really like that. Um, but I think it's really cool. But things like this, audio stream player does not work correctly on web export. It's like, uh-oh, how much problems am I going to run into? If I only have 32 open, that's not horrible. But I mean, there could be a bunch of things like Loki has found that doesn't seem to work right. Yeah, I'm gonna stream my progress as best I can. I stream like Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Fridays have been iffy lately because I am trying to move. But I'm gonna post it on. I'm gonna stream it, and then when I'm not streaming, I'm actually gonna record it because I am gonna do like a bottled uh, game jam devlog video too to kind of get all the parts of that, and I'll like here, let's make a game design document and like speed through it. But for the streams, I'll be here. I'll be when I do. And then outside of that, I'm going to just work on it and record it and do voiceover on it so that everyone can see like how it came to be. And I can make it a video for my channel, which I need to post a video really, really badly. Uh, it's been busy. So I'm excited. It'll be fun. Just like a nice little creative break. But yeah, that's actually, I'm glad this works in 4.3. Yeah. I'm thinking, so I was trying to put together my tool set for the jam. So I already started my folder, as it were. But I'm going to use like Asperite, we'll use 8-Bit Dragon. And if you just use like HTTP server, you're good to go if you want to test it. If you're curious, I might put that as part of the video. I don't know. It all depends on what people want. But I really just want to have like very simple rules, like simple shapes, no asset buying, like each or any asset provider. Like we got to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Got to be done before 2 weeks is over. I'm also moving and I'm like dealing with like getting the place cleaned up and packing things. So exactly. So if I get into like Etymonia was, or Eudaimonia, so I have a hard time saying that name, was a game that I also started from a jam where I was like, ooh, I like this idea. And it went from just a jam to this big game, which I want to complete. My brother's helping build it too. But I can't have two big games. It's got to be short. It's got to be simple. We got to get it done. We got to get it out. I'm not looking to be first place or second place. I just want to be placed. I just want to get it done and out. It's a nice like. I mean, there's 11,000 people like participating. It's crazy. I want it to be fun. I want it to be simple and just kind of like an exercise, as it were, flexing a muscle. You know, you just kind of work it out. I've been so close and focused to this game that taking a little bit of break and then coming back to it, I think is helpful. I'm wondering, maybe I should switch back to the 4.2 branch. Maybe it's worth doing some like bug squashing tonight because I don't want to get into anything too big. We should also like open up pure ref. And where did I save that? This res doesn't have like a recently opened. There it is. And so last time we were doing a bunch of designing and like reviewing for like this journal experience where we kind of had this like idea of like, we were like, I guess you'd call this like gray boxing, like roughing it of like how we kind of want it to be laid out. And then comparing it to different games and kind of seeing like ways they were done, what we liked, what we didn't like this is very basic. It's not bad, but you know, just the point across. It depends on like where it is. So the fact that this game uses the journal as a focal point, I want it to look good. I want to think about it. And I want to make sure that I have some good design ideas. And I have like, there's a few I want to play with on this, and we could play with them tonight. I might get there, but I'm also thinking maybe we do a bunch of bug squashing. And then kind of do some of the stuff that has been annoying me. Get status. Wow, look at all those that changed. Who's gonna discard? Oh. Reset. What's the discard? Because I want to just go back. I think I should be able to say switch branch without. Get checkout. Get restore. Get status. Okay, so now we can open up the game again in 4.2 without worrying about breaking things. Because I really don't want to commit anything on 4.3 until it's out. Or our jam, which, meh. It'll be a bottle game. All right. Let's go look at some bugs. We've got... So there's a fun one that I already know about where... So you can go down here and you can then come down through here and pop out. Fortunately, what I did in 4.3 was a side thing, so not important. Yeah. I hope you figure it out. So we can fix that. Yeah, issue number 4. Okay. And so this is in the apartment. What happens is because you come down here this collision bar is gone because it uses this one, and there's nothing stopping him from here. And I'm going to deal with the collision stuff on these tiles after 4.3 is out, because they separate the tiles, and I wanted to try enabling different physics layers and see about switching them instead of these like manual ones that I have over there when I go and rewrite the occlusion stuff. But for now, we can just deal with this room collision. I think even if we just do this, something like that should maybe fix it. Yeah, you know, other than this like weird. That's a weird thing that it does. Huh. Why does it do that? Okay. What if I like 1 over? Yeah, into the speed force. I think it's just because I need to lock his animation. Either way, I think it's fine. I want to keep that aligned. All right. Well, I mean, that fixes that one, which is sick. Fixed issue for southeast corner escape. All right. Next up on my list. Oh no, an ad. Out of full screen. Pick up the journal, click E. It only works with the E. Okay. I don't know how to reproduce this. I can only reproduce it on the Mac. Ooh, I want to change everything to clicks as well. Because like I click here. I should be able to get when I come here, click on the door. Or click on that. Not press E. Hey, that gamer. It's going. We're bug fixing tonight. I'm worried about getting too deep into the journal work that I'm gonna be doing the Pirate Software Jam starting tomorrow is like a break and coming back to that. I'm working on that on like I'm still gonna work on the designs on the side. And right now I'm trying to fix these bugs that I've got reported. So my brother was testing it and you get this like bug where you're like out of the screen. I can't seem to reproduce it. He was reproducing it on the Mac. I probably have to reduce it on the Mac. This might be a Mac only. It's a feature. Yeah, you could like the camera is like frozen because what it does is like I know what it's doing. I just can't seem to reproduce it. But when you go to click the journal here, the camera, well, a new scene is added as a child, and everything is hidden, and there's a camera for that scene, and that's enabled as the main scene. And then when you come back out, it disables it and brings it back, but in the bug, it doesn't disable the camera as like the main screen. The old camera becomes the main camera, and you basically like walk around and you can see it. So I'm just gonna keep tapping E and see if I can reproduce it. That's crazy. My character moved though. That's a bug. Hold on. I should not. Okay, so if I'm here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hold down this button. Okay. We know we need to stop the character from walking around when he's, interaction. Well, we could do that. We could definitely fix that. Journal note scene. Apartment. Wonder if it's worth taking the player. Ooh, I do. Maybe it's time we do this. Where he's like interacting with the journal, so he's not doing anything else. Do I have like a journal put away? I realize I don't have like a journal put away. I could do phone put away. It's not the same. But like when he's picking up the journal, it could have him in this stance. And then he can't move anywhere. Which is what we do for the phone look at. So how he like looks at it. Because you can move around here, but if you pull out your phone and look at it, you can't move around at all. Unless you get out of it. Okay, yeah, well, let's do that. Let's just do... Well, it's been a while since I've added a state. Idle state. Godot phone. Journal look at state. I need to also update the Limbo AI stuff. There's been a bunch of updates, and I need to do that video. There's so much I need to do. Things will get videos will become more regular when I get all the moving stuff done. I've just come to terms with that, I think. Open journal? Okay. Look at one animation. Is action press interact? Make that really easy. Function journal. Look at update delta float. Okay, so then, because I think we're gonna do interactable. Because if it's interactable, how do I want to do this? Okay. That's. Any state to journal look at. Journal look at. Yeah, I could do it. I'm gonna do this and I'll make a journal and then I'll like change the animation later until I get the sprites done. It'll look weird for now, but it's fine. Okay, so oh yeah, so that picks it up. Oh, this is back. Does this code do anything? Oh, good. Okay, so I can get rid of that. I don't even have the sleep stuff in there anymore. Wow. Okay. Oh, I really am rusty on adding states. Interact, add interact begin. I'll look at. Ah. I could have fixed this earlier, way easier. I think if I just said this, or if it doesn't equal walk or idle, right? If it's not walk or idle, right? Yeah, because if it doesn't equal walk, that becomes true, so it would come down if it's... Okay, I think this is what I want. Because if it's these states, I don't care if he walks around. Yeah, that doesn't let it happen. I think it has to be an and. Cool. And he's already down here. So it technically, I think it's because when you interact with things, does this do an interaction? Wow, he doesn't do the interact animation for that? That's crazy. Project settings, input map while I'm thinking about it, interact. Mouse, left mouse button. We'll get rid of E. Okay. So this might feel better because you click a lot on things. Like you click here, you click here. Now if I come down here and click on the door, it opens up. If I click on that, everything is now a click. Ah. Okay, that was interesting. Okay. Why Godot? So I worked in Unity and Unreal Engine for years. And I never really got to where I liked in it. But also I'm a professional software developer, been game dev for years, and I wanted to try something that I didn't have a bias with. I've written C# code for many, 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 many years. I've written C++ code for highly responsive services where I needed things that would respond in like milliseconds to events. Like I built this huge event system. And so I had all of these biases on how things get built that I was eventually like, I want to try an engine that I don't have my own biases going into of like how it should be put together and then have these like, I know more than this and this is the way it should be done. I wanted to have like a fresh perspective. And when I kind of like let myself like be okay with be told how the engine should do things and how things are built, I got further than any project in like speed to deliverable. Like it took years to get I built games and I've released them for like iPad and like in Unity and Unreal Engine, but it took me so long to like stop fighting myself that when I was like, just tell me how it needs to be done. And yes, there are some parts of me that I'm like, I really, really don't like this about Godot. but I just have to let it be. For one, like interfaces don't exist. It's duck typing. I really want to do interfaces, but on the flip side, I'm not going abstract chaos. I could easily also get the C# version of Godot and play with that, but I'm afraid my biases will show. And when I liked it where I was able to just do that, and then things just worked in the end, and I really liked that I could get it. Things show up. It reminds me of a days back when I first learned game development, and I was using the Allegro graphic engine. And it was like, here's how you create a sprite. Here's how you build an animation in C++. And it was really, really cool. And I just felt like anything was doable. In Unity, I kept fighting myself in Unreal Engine between the blueprint system and like unspoken rules of how things had to get done. If you weren't aware of them all, it took you forever to get ahead. Now that it's not impossible, they're amazing tools. All engines are tools. They help you get the job done. This one gave me a way to break through them without fighting it as much. That is why. And again, it's personal preference. This is another bug I want to fix, is this door issue. But first we'll fix the interactions. You do see a little bit of biases in the way I've write code a little bit too from my history, but I've made way more progress and it feels good. I like that. So whatever tool you use, whatever engine you decide to write in, make sure it just feels good. Use Unity. Go for it. Use Unreal Engine. Use Game Maker. Do the thing. Use the system that makes you feel awesome. And also just try out a bunch. Find out which ones you don't like. And be like, I don't like this. This isn't for me. And that's fine. It doesn't have to be for you. Rid of this. We don't need that anymore. Open source also helps. I like that. I can give fixes to. Use the script. Go for it, man. A language is a language is a language. A tool is a tool is a tool. Go use Scratch. Go for it. It's a great early programming language. My first programming language was BASIC. The hardest thing I had to do there was like, how do you do random? Because that wasn't a thing that they did. The random function really didn't exist in the states that it does now. When I started. Okay. Picked up journal. I think I want to do like very first thing I ever did was a small game on TI-83. Yeah. Kind of kidding, but not kind of. The code asset limits will basically not allow big stuff. Yeah. That's why I'm going to do the Pirate Software Jam, and I'm adding additional constraints to myself because constraints are good. They help limit you, and then you get to be a little more creative. As this intense music goes on. Has an interaction end. State ended is actually what I want. Journal. Okay. Picked up journal. Okay, so this is when we come back. you know what? I read a. I wonder if this comment that I had about the VAR, I said war, or like war. So maybe it's this makes me think of a conversation I had on like one of my YouTube comments. This player, okay, we're gonna go. Hey, hey, Cassie. I know you were talking to Loki, but you know. And it won't save. Hey, it's a party in here, guys. Welcome in. Stay a while and listen. Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Stay a while. Anyone play Diablo back in the day? I might be showing my age here. Stay a while and listen. Game. I loved that game. I didn't realize you couldn't run until I played the next one. I wonder if I should do that here, or should I do it down? No, I think I want it here, because the other one was this, right? Yeah. Deckard Cain's the best. They done him to... They did! I was so annoyed with that. Like, I still played Diablo 3. I have Diablo 4. I haven't beaten it. I don't know. It's hard. Minigame camera enabled. This is the thing that causes an issue sometimes. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Again, you never have to sub, but I truly appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. Y'all are missed, always. Is anyone doing the Pirate Software Jam that starts tomorrow? Normal. Set the shader. Connect the event. Ooh, I could probably delete this, right? There's no references. Code cleanup. I'm waiting to see the prompt. Oh, Dave, I've been called out. I participated last time. Nice. I started to last time. And then it was the same time the Godot Wild Jam was happening in January. And then, of course, I'm waiting on the next minute. What are you trying to say, Loki? Like Cassie's stream. Does Cassie stream? Or are you more that I didn't stream on Friday because I was dealing with the move, which I think things are finally getting figured out, which is so nice. I've been like dealing with like it's over state lines, like how things are getting done. Cassie, you stream? I haven't seen you. I'm kind of glad they're doing deploy to web only since my game along with others always appears to be a malware. Yeah. She wants to stream more. She's so fun to watch. Yeah, I know. Cassie is awesome. I loved her Pong video. God, it puts my Pong video to shame. I was like, I'm better private my Pong video. Yeah, I'm trying to get better at DaVinci. It was really good, Cassie. I loved that video. You keep it up. You're doing awesome. I have to really work hard to make good videos. Yeah, Juggy, I'm in the same boat. I would always build mine and deploy it as an exe, but then it was like malware, so I was like, And then with 4.3 having a web browser export that I tested today to make sure it worked, which it does. 4.3's web export works. And So I'm going to make this next video, and I'm going to do simplistic. I'm going to do shapes only. We're going to make a very simplistic game. Whatever the prompt, I'm adding constraints. So I don't go into crazy land, because this game came out of a jam in February, and I cannot afford to have two games. This game has to only exist in this 2-week period. If I could come up with a good name, I would start streaming again. The guy is not available. I mean, Guy Twitches isn't horrible. Would you recommend updating to 4.3? I have not looked at learning a new tile set. I don't know if it matters. I uploaded, I tested it. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Cassie. He has a good name. Guy who Twitches. Just if you move over to YouTube, then it might be a little awkward. I don't know. You could be the guy who YouTubes on there, and then it'd be funny. Yeah, you can make videos for that. There you go. I'm gonna use 4.3 as a test. Where, like, I think it's the beta 3. There's still some issues that are in there. I'm only doing it for the jam, and then we'll see. I'm not moving fully over to 4.3 yet. I tested it at the beginning of the stream, and actually things worked. So it was like one UI bug. But other than that, it kind of resolved itself. So I'm like pretty confident in it. Okay, yeah, I just don't want my real life people already know. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. So, okay, so then the player, he picks up the journal, states ended. Interact. No, a wild ad has appeared. Idle. I was looking very hard, but all the good names are short and sweet. How about Gut? GWT. Guy who twitches. I changed my name a while ago. I changed it for something else to this. Actually, for similar reasons. Yeah, XSplit University isn't a good name either for Twitch. But it's fine as a channel, I think. Walk, update, interact. Okay, interact updates does nothing. So then it's all in the ready for interact. Interact ready. Interactable.interact. State ended. Set animation direction, interact pickup. So it does the interaction and then it ends, which is fine, except for the scene that we're in. We need to say if the interactable is the journal on there. Okay. Label interactions. You picked up your journal. This is literally all I'm using Dialogic for now. It's crazy. I hope I want to use it for more things in the future. So play Journal peak, exit. That's all the animation stuff. So it's because the interactable fires the signal. Is that what this is? I heard guts and my brain instantly went, do you have it? Guts. And now I have a nickel, I guess. Yeah, it's still cool. I think it's cool. Gut? Why not? GWT. And you'd be like, hey, this guy who twitches here. You know. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. So the interactable is this journal note scene, which is probably the journal. When I interact, yeah, here it is. General interact, because this is the interactable to interact. Begin journal note scene. Oh. Which is where I need to lock the animation. I really just shouldn't end it until... How much do I rewrite now? Like I have all these thoughts, and a part of me would be like, oh, I'll add this feature. I'll add this, because I'm in my head like, okay, if I have an interact, should I have like interaction finished? Because when you share a game, does it embed any personally identifiable info in the export? I might want to persuade. No, it does not. So when you export, and I haven't. Let's just say I do a Windows app here. Let me install. I can't believe I haven't exported this game. Guess I've never done an export. That's crazy. Do do do. So the personally identifiable would be at most your itch page, wherever you're doing that. You're going to always could create a new itch page too. But here, like, here's the Windows exe. Here you put in the file, company, trademarks, and then this will just use like project version, company name. So here, my game company, Allgate the Studios, Hex Split University is my education division, product name, Edamonia, you know. Icon, but that's pretty much it. Now, I think when you certify the exe, I don't know if that matters, but if you're not doing an exe, if you're doing a web, which the game jam requires web browser as well, it's basically the same thing, and it's just an index.html. So, the answer in short, TLDR, no. Yeah, as long as you don't put personal identifiable information in there in any of the itch pages or not. Because my only concern would be like if people could access your IP, obviously it's fine with Twitch, Steam, or Steam. Yeah, exactly. So itch will host your web app, and it'll run from itch, and you'll just the people will play it there. So don't share a personally hosted version of your game on your computer. I don't recommend that. So publish to itch and Steam if you want. That's $100 and a whole headache that even I have to go back to. It doesn't like my second name. Legal stuff. So interact begin. If it's not null, interact begin. Which then calls interact state. Which calls interact ready. Which calls interactable.interact. And then it immediately ends it. How did I come up with hexsplit? So I love hexagons. Hexagons are the bestigons. And I liked games like Catan, Settlers of Catan, things like that. So I liked hex in general. But the blit side came from back when I was just talking about the Allegro graphics API. And the way you would do it is you would do this thing called bit blitting. Sorry for the white screen. Did they ever come with a... Yeah, okay. Whew. I saved everybody. So it's called BitBlit, and it takes the 2 bitmaps. And the idea is before this, you would get... It's also like double buffering. And so you'd have your foreground destination, sometimes a mask, each combine, and then the rest of them. So like the method of bit blitting, and so I ended up putting hex and then blit. So it's hex splitting. So there's a whole this is the origin. So it's an old school technique that I first learned back in the day. Yeah. No, not XSplit. Nah, nope. It's a... On that wiki, can you read the first line out loud? BitBlit, also written as BitBLT, BitBLT, BitBelt, BitBLT, BitBelt, yeah, etc., which stands for bit block transfer. Is a data operation commonly used in computer graphics in which several bitmaps are combined together into using a Boolean function. Fantastic. You are welcome. Say that 10 times fast. But yeah, so wonder... So interactable is there. Irish wristwatch. Yeah. I had to think about it. She lies. She nailed it every time. Check if when queuing free nodes is the... Oh, yeah, that's a notification bar. It's like one of those mobile game ads. 99% of people can't say it. Can you? That would be a fun... I don't know if it'd be fun, but it'd be an interesting like game jam to be like a game jam where you recreate those ad games, except not the NSFW ones that keep showing up on YouTube and everywhere as dumb ads that need to just go away because YouTube really needs to manage their content better. But it'd be like, just troll them and be like, yeah. Remember, I think I saw like one with like Factorio or StarCraft, like a total rip, and been like, this game's best on mobile, and I'm like, oh god, it's really gotten bad. Where was I? So connect to the signal. Wait. When you pick it up, when we pick it up, this finishes. I feel like I could use this. Because the player already gets that. Because... But if I opened a... Let's say it's a door. Oh, no. Did really people make it? Alright. Just because I trust you, Loki. I love that name. Yeah, you want those games, so here you go. Wow, someone literally did that? It's and in fairness, it's got mixed reviews. That's funny. Okay, well, I don't have to do that anymore. It's a new game I'm making. It's a game where you say tongue twisters and then... How's your, alright, let's see. How's your, shoot 'em up going, Loki? Broken? Oh, because of those things, the event math going crazy with the 4.3? You gonna revert to like 4.2 and try? Yep. Okay, so we know when the journal gets picked up, when we can say state ended. We're back. Nice. You know what I could do? I could add a completion handler to the interact so that it's like kind of like what you do in JavaScript where it's like this. But I could add like a function. That it like does for a completion handler. So it's like completion. Like interact completion. And then do something like here. How about on interact complete? I already have an on interact finished. Hold on. Received interaction emit. What the heck? Do it. I wanted to make a game sort of like Paper Mario, but it will look like a pixel game. I started my next side project be to create Digimon, Tamagotchi, and Godot. Wow. And make it work with Twitch chat. Good luck. What are you trying to work on now? Can't you set up like an interact interface and require start interact complete method? Yeah, so this is my issue here. I'll paint it up here. So I have I've got a player and then he's got these like mini states. So he's got like an interact, an idle, phone, look at, and like phone, put away. Oh. And then when a player gets close to an interactable, which is a class, anything that's interactable gets a little highlight around it and the player can click it. And when he does, it kicks off the interact state, which then calls this guy's dot interact. And then at the moment, we've got this other fancy state called like state. Well, it's got like a transition that is state ended, which is a fancy way of saying like go back to idle. So basically when it does that, it then resets it back to idle, which is what this does. Which is what I'm like trying to do is tell like when it's done. I'm trying to make it where, because you click on the journal, it opens up a scene. And when you're in this scene, you grab your journal. At the moment, you can click the arrow keys and have the character walk around in the room while you're away in the other scene, because it just adds it as a sub scene. I don't like move the character. Like I don't create a new scene. I'm just adding it as a scene, and I like hide everything. And so what I'm trying to do is like when you're currently interacting, I want to lock the movement. Because when you have the phone and you're looking at the phone, the character like changes his animation. He can't walk around because he's looking at the phone. And when the interaction's done, it finishes. Now, I could just go and say, on interact finish, do that. I also mean I'd have to make sure I do that for all my interactables. How am I handling states in the code? I'm doing it like so. I'm using Limbo AI. And so I've got a state manager here, which lets me define all my states. So I've got idle, walk, interact, phone, look at, put away, and journal look at. And each of them have a ready and an update. You can think of the updates like the physics process function, and the ready like ready as a node's ready. And so when the game loads, by default, we're using the idle state. And technically the first child is the default. Otherwise, you can set a default. And then as we're on idle and we walk around, so we're ready, we're set the animation to idle. When we start moving using the idle update. So idle update. If my velocity is not 0, I'm going to switch to the walk start, and I'm going to set the frame in the direction. And then then I'm like transition to walk. Walk gets updated. I set the walk duration, and the update one is to check if my velocity is ever 0. And if my velocity is ever 0, I end the walk, and it's a transition to idle. Let's see. Physics process. I'm trying to find where I have my walk ready. Yeah. So in your interact state, can't you somehow prohibit it? Yes. Yes. So in my physics process here, where I'm like getting all that information at the moment, I'm doing this like, hey, if my state's not there, don't do that. What I'm trying to do now is so right now, the way it was done, like just a second ago, it was done like this. And so it does like interaction pickup, do the interaction, and end. And so what I'm doing now is I'm like, get rid of the end so that it, like, I want it to be told when it's done instead of just like making it happen and done. So that if it's in the interactive state, it will literally disable the movement, which is great. The thing I need to make sure, right? Like I come over here, I click on this, and technically now I can like move around the room, but like we're going to stop that. And I click that, and I want to know when this happens, when I come back, because now you can see I'm down here, I want to make sure it's frozen. However, if I come down and I click the door, right? I want to make sure that I can click the door and still move around. So then I have to say I want to interact, but I don't want to restrict movement. So I can't do a blanket like all interactions prevent movement, which isn't true. So I have to be thinking about it on a per interactable object. So I makes it just a little bit harder. I mean, and maybe it's like it does need to be better and be like wait for the animation to finish and then go. Like that isn't horrible either. When I was working on my party game in Unreal using the new input system, when a player attached to a wall to climb, I would remove the key bindings for standard movement and attach the movement for climbing, and it would automatically ignore other events. Yeah. I think the issue is that he goes back to the idle state. And that's what I'm like fixing. So when I come through here and I say interact is ready, and I say set the animation direction for the interaction pickup, I then say interact here, and then I immediately end it. And this ending here is what's messing me up. And so what I want to do is get rid of that. And then yeah, and some of that works that way because like I actually have like dedicated states for the complicated ones. So like the phone look at does this. So when you look at there, it's like it already changes it to the different state. Which is, yeah, fine. Hey, welcome on in. Quick interact versus long interact. Yeah, I'm thinking so everything that you interact with has an is a base class, like base class is this. It's what creates the highlight, it does the shader, it does the interaction, and if you call the interact with nothing without implementing the function, it'll say like you don't have a concrete version of the interact done. I just think if I add like completion handler here, and then I go to like I guess the journal, this doesn't really help me. So, yeah, welcome in, Kier Connell. Are you working on any games? How's your that going? I guess I could pass like a finish. Because they were saying like for a door or light switch, you really don't want to switch the player's state. Well, I do though. Like I want them to do the interaction to like flip the switch or open the door. Like I still want that to happen. I notice it's not happening. Because I think I'm ending the animation too fast. Yeah. I think I want to pass in like a completion function from the player to the interactable to be like, if I give it to a light switch, I want the light switch to say, I'm done switching. I'm done interacting. Because you could have a variable amount of time on an animation. Like the door opening up versus the light switch have very different animation times. And it should really be up to the interactable to say, I'm done. You might even have an event where we want to do some fun stuff and say like turning the light on actually makes the whole room dark. So I feel like if we pass in the function for like, I apparently have this one already, which is weird. But if I pass in, say, like an on interact complete function here into the interact and say, whenever the interactable is done, it just calls that function. It'll then stop the interaction. The interact player state gives reference to the object and then runs the code inside the player state. Yeah. I just got back into game development and I use a game engine called GDevelop. Ah, yeah, wow, that's a name I haven't in a while because I can't code and I made a few ideas for every game. One idea came up was My Pet Meow, which is a game secretly hiding some dark lore. Many games, there might be a chance to be on game theory. Okay. And ditch the object reference. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Because let's see. If. Because this is like really flexible and I really like that. Like any interactable that I interact with However, as I just looked at, say, the journal here that has the interact, you're going to notify through animations in Godot. I can. This is like a complicated one. Which maybe... maybe not all of them need to be used. Because let's go to the door. Right. So we've got like set door state, interaction, plays backwards. If I then... oh. It says I have this as a... really? It says it's created, but I don't think it is. Yeah. So like here on door animation finish. This way I don't care if it's opened or closed. Let's say it's on interact complete. And then I'm just going to test it. We're going to see. We'll go var on interact. Which means I should probably put it on the base class. Null. And we'll go on interact complete equals this. I know. We'll fix that in a second. And then we can say, we'll just say if on interact complete. So as long as the function is not null, we'll then just say on interaction complete. How do I pass methods again? This good. Don't let me do this, right? Oh no. Was the answer on a forum page? The forum's gone, right? Function ref. It's callable. Ah. Yes. Callable.call. That is hard to read. Because you pass it as a string because it's a self. Okay. Oh, no. No. It acted like .call was a. I saw his message. No. Come back to us. You are back. That's man, that's so dumb. It should not. uh, yeah, be careful. You don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, I can do this. I can go on interactable equals null. Or whatever I called it. On interact complete. Oh. Hey, wow. Try catch. Thank you. 32. What do you guys been? Thank you. What are you guys working on? What were you guys doing? Welcome in, Raiders. I am Hexsplit. I have a YouTube channel, Hexsplit University. I build games in Godot. I try to execute. I try to educate and teach people game dev but generally Godot, but any language is fine. I have 15 years in the industry, 20 years messing with tech in general. And I'm here to have fun and make games, make cool stuff. He tries to execute people. Anyone who tries to .call anything, timed out immediately. Shiloh knows this. He's been... But welcome in, and thank you for the raid. What were you working on, Trycatch? Or what were you up to? I'm assuming game dev, but maybe you playing some games. You guys can do whatever you want. Welcome in. You better watch out, Loki. You're next. Bro, you're at 66. How is 9 plus 32? Today we're reading a book called Software Engineering. Not. I'm in software development area. Okay. All right, Loki. 9 plus 36, 66. Oh, thanks for the follow. I'll take this time. Well, now you've got me put on this. I'm supposed to impress people. Now I'm nervous. I don't know. I've been working on this game, Etymonia. Let's try to make it where I don't have compiler issues, and we will figure things out. I will show you my game. I'm working on a... That's not going to work. Amazingly, it's still compiled. shoot. Let's go back here. Where did I set that? I have everything broken and I'm trying to show you. Yeah, I go by Hex Split or Professor Hex. I run an education YouTube channel. My goal is to make people believe they can make their dreams and not have to be part of a AAA company and feel like they have to sell their soul to make their dreams come true. My goal is to let everyone be able to make what they want to make, empower everybody, try to get things compiled while I try to figure out where I have this thing. Oh, it's the door. I have been working on this game from a it was from originally from a game jam. Where did I must have kept it here? Oh, you know what? It's this. Bam. All right. And it's a psychological horror game focusing on mental health. None of the horror elements are in yet. We've done a ton of work in many other aspects. For now, we've got this phone, which I've pretty much had to write what feels like the operating system of a phone. We've got notifications here, so I'll show, wait here for 45 after. There's a notification. You can click the notification. Oh, I guess I didn't click it. You can open up the phone. You can scroll the phone. You can look at conversations. And it acts pretty much like a phone. It's pretty cool. I can click away. It's like nice little clean setup here. There's going to be more apps. We are trying to make it where you're a doctor. You're trying to get your residency. There's an intro scene I still have to build where you deal with a lot of trauma. You're trying to get your residency. You've dealt with a lot of things, and you're off for break. You took the Thanksgiving break. You're gonna have to work Christmas because you're doing it as a favor for Mr. Dr. Timothy here. And then in this world, your actions and what you believe to be true are true. So your perceptions become reality. You have to fight emotions. You've got to fight against yourself and make sure you pick the right path. And then you have to, there's going to be a this notion where you have, if you're ever familiar with like nose blindness, where you ever put in like a Glade plug-in or a candle and then like, oh, it smells great. And then like the next day after a while, it kind of goes away and you don't smell it anymore, but maybe someone comes to the house and like, oh, it smells great. And you're like, okay, cool, I can't smell it. This game's going to have that where there's going to be like a perception bubble where you feel like everything's fine, but you're actually at a different level of stress, whether you're scared, whether your character is like depressed or angry. And as everything outside of that sphere, that circle, is actually going to show like the reality. So you could be here. You could be over here in this, oh, look, it's the bug I was just talking about. Because I didn't have, we were working on getting this completion handler done. It opened the door. So let's say you're over here at this sink, and if you're close to it, it might look clean. But if you walk far enough away, there could be like a big spider in the middle of it. There could be something scary if you're like stressed and you're part of this on the scared side. If, you know, nose blind. Yeah, I just want to say it's like nose blind, but people also become like eyesight blind. Like, I don't know. You just get comfortable to things and then like you don't see it. That's where like people in relationships also have different levels of cleanliness, and what seems clean to one person might not be the same level of clean, and generally arguments occur. But the idea is every time you have like a traumatic event, that sphere shrinks. And ultimately, when it goes down all the way, you're going to trigger like a boss fight. And you're going to have to deal with that stress. And you either conquer it or it defeats you. And that's pretty much what the game's about. And we've been working on it for a while. Ooh. Hey, that's a good way for me to fix. Ooh, this is a bug. Look at this bug. That's interesting. If you're next to the door, we need to have a thing where, because right now it just sees that it's interactable. Look at that. Okay. But yeah, I answer any questions you might have. More than happy to talk about this game. My brother, Spoogers, is also trying to build this. It's his Twitch name. He's an audio guy. He does guitars, music. He's a musician, and he plays a ton of Elden Ring. So we're working on this together. Starting tomorrow, we're going to take a little break. I'm trying to get some creative juices flowing. We're trying to build on our design for the journal. This is just some ideas that we're kind of throwing through for our journal. We've used a bunch of references for design that we're trying to be inspired by. As you can see, a lot of references. And so we're going to take on Pirate Software's Game Jam that starts tomorrow, goes for 2 weeks, and kind of just think about these kinds of things. I'm also moving at the moment, so I'm trying to be consistent. I stream every Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and just try to make progress on this. Yeah. Welcome in. Stay a while. Get comfy. Lurk. Enjoy yourself. There's no pressures. It's just a chill stream. And thanks for being awesome. Thanks for the raid. And here, let me, while I'm at it, I like to do this. So, thank you, Drycatch. You are awesome. Appreciate all the support. Okay. Now we need to fix this. I mean, we could be really, really simple. We could just emit when it's done too. We could just make a signal. Yeah, you know what? Let's go super simple here. Like, why make it harder? And that's my recommendation. Let's go super simple, make it easy, just make it work. Then we'll work on making it better. And then making it right. You know, whatever order that I usually say that in. Yes, my rules. Make it work. Make it work right. Make it work better. That's my process. So let's go to interactables. Let's just make a signal and just say on interact complete. It's exactly one of those scenarios where binding is useful. Yeah. And then here on it, this is finished. We can say on interact.complete emit. And then we'll go to player. And here we'll go to interactable.connect to, I think it's just on interactable complete, right? Yep. Pop that bad boy back in here. We'll just say on interact complete. And bam. And now, every time this fires, it'll call this guy. And then that should be good. Because I always think in my brain when I used to play in Unreal Engine, I can't imagine why I would want to event dispatcher. And then whenever I get an example, I'm like, ah, of course, yes, exactly. It's super easy also to get like you can solve everything with an event dispatcher, and then you're dealing with a million contexts, like, there. That closes it. We still need to fix the issue here where we only want to click the mouse button and have it actually do the event when the mouse is over. So like if I click this guy, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Really? Oh. Yeah, I don't think you can do that. I think you have to leave it like that. Yeah. Click on that, bring it back. And so, kind of like how you can see when my mouse is over, it like brings it into awareness and you can then see it. We just need to do the same so that even though it is interactable here, I click that. The animation did not fit. Why didn't that work? Because we did door west, not door south. Door south doesn't do anything. Interact, emit. My favorite example of event dispatching was binding an event to a projectile and destroy for having a max number of shots at one time. Functionality on destroyer, a +1 on the ammo available variable. Interesting. You could also kind of do an object pool, but that also can get overwhelming. Okay, this works. But yeah, I mean, there's multiple like good uses for it. Hey, ooh. Look at that. It worked. So I'm curious. If I click this, and I have this up. Ah, look at that. Look at that bug. Now I can walk around with the phone out. Oof. That's a bug. Like, yeah, it's bug squashing night. Like in Mega Man, you can only have 3 shots at a time, so you could -1 per spawn, +1 per destroy. Yeah. Still like my little chair animation. It's a little slow. Look at that bug. It's because it's like an animation pickup and not like a... Look, this looks like a speedrun tech. Yeah. It's because if I click out here, it like dismisses. Which should it even be able to do that? Because when this comes up, we're at like phone look at. And so even if I click a door, hold on. Let me see. Click the door. Bring this up. In... Oh, because it does the... Okay, let's go look at the player. When I'm... Yeah, it's because of this. You know, I think... No. And this is a... The event handler is different than that. Yeah. I bet. Because we're like... Phone look at... Should never have to look at... let's see. Interact state, interact begin. Any of these... You can go from any state to an interact state. I think I don't want that. An ad's appeared. I wonder if I... What if you could only do the interactions during an idle and a walk state? So this might actually fix it. So the idea of these transitions is that, like, you're kind of saying, like, what transitions are allowed. And when I said, like, you can go from any state to an interact state, that means that even if you're, like, looking at the phone, you can go to an interaction, which we don't want. We really only want to be able to, like, interact with things if we're walking around and we're idle. If we're looking at our journal, if we're looking at our phone, we don't want to be able to do that. So this might actually fix that issue. Let's see. So I've got the phone up. All right, I can come down here. If I click on this, yeah, things are now in a weird state. Is it sending interact signal to everything? It is. It's because this is like overriding it. And HSM. You know, I could do this. I could say... Man. HSM.get active state .name. You know, I've had to do this already once. I could probably make a helper function for this. Equals walk. Or... I guess the other version was an and. Name equals idle. And then you do this. If is action pressed phone? Is that just the left mouse button? Hold on. Phone is P and left mouse button. Look at that. That's because they're the same button. Fizz action pressed. I feel like that's just not right. When I used to code in Uni, I handled input within the player's states. Yeah. That's the thing I think is missing on Limbo. Let me see. You have a dark mode, right? Yeah. Okay. State machines. Yeah. Like I could put it in the play. Events and transitions. So here's an event. So I feel like the state, it's got like inner and all those kinds of things. We could probably write our own wrapper. Because like for the so I'm saying if it was an interact state, I wouldn't have interact code. Yeah, I did some of that. I feel like I cleaned some of this up now. Because you can create these event handlers in your states. So what I'm thinking about, like it's kind of like overriding it. Events are just states can also be defined event handlers, which are methods that react to specific events. Typically don't result in state transition. They're simply a mechanism for states to react to particular events. Right. Okay, so call an update. Let's move update. So that works as like an update, but I don't want to like override the update function because event handlers and in physics process isn't going to help us. Because like you probably want to set direction unless you're in the right state. And here's like interacting with the phone. Hmm. I almost feel like this is interact. And then it's like, else if event is interact. Yeah, this is so weird. Good night, Shiloh. Thanks for hanging out. Good night, Cassie. Thanks for hanging out. As always, stay awesome. And then else if oh, I wonder if I use the mouse for highlighting instead of the collision. Well, to be fair, yeah, say it. You don't hurt my feelings. This method is just way too gross, I think. Probably else if that. I think the collision works well for the highlight because it might reduce readability for certain objects. I think I'm ready for the jam. I mean, I don't know what it's gonna be like tomorrow, but we're gonna find out. Like, if I have to mouse over for a highlight, there's a small chance you might not realize you can interact with certain things. Yeah, but I also want to be intentional. Is it worth, like, things are highlighted, but if you bring your mouse over, you change the, like, shade to, like, blue of the highlight? Because, like, what if you're, like, let's say, bring over here. Like, let's say you're right here, and this dirty dish and this dirty cup are both technically interactable. And technically, so is the sync here. I want to be able to select what I want. And here it's like, it doesn't know the sync is interactable. So yeah. So I want to let players know what they can interact with, but I also want to be intentional that when they click on the things, they click on the thing they intend. And being discreet makes it that more satisfying. Yeah. And it might just be that, like, since we're using the mouse for like everything at this point, because before I was doing like you press E and A for interactions, which I might have to think about things from an accessibility perspective. I'm gonna have to think about it, but because like the fact that it's kind of nice there, but if I made it bigger in like the highlights, that might be better. Because like it'd be cool to highlight the lamp and this to be able to like turn the lamp on and off and kind of like scan the room with your mouse. And it'd be very, very obvious that you could select things. But even if you could highlight it, even if you're like not close enough, like we could use the collision to be like, okay, I could highlight it, but I can't do anything until you get closer to it. And maybe when you select it, you're like, I need to get, and like maybe if you're here and you select it, it'll pop up, the dialogue comes up and says like, I need to be closer to interact with that or something. I still want to give that feedback that they're doing the right thing. They're just like guide to the right path. Yeah, exactly. The mouse can always recognize it's interactable, but the collisions for actual interactable. And to be like, I can't reach that. Or something. Or something for as far as that goes. Which, like, because like this works. Oh, hold on. We broke our phone with this logic. No. Then if you had two states like mouse over and mouse over close enough to interact. Is that a state? I feel like that's more of the state of the object, not the player, right? Like, is interactable versus like able to be interacted with. Because the door opened when you clicked your phone. Yeah, because it didn't have the pinpoint accuracy that it should have. And now I broke the phone because okay. If the interaction pressed is interact and it doesn't equal phone look and interacting with the phone is true, I should be able to do that. So So it passed the distance check, but not the mouse over check. Right. Exactly. Okay, does this work? Okay. Let's put a breakpoint. And if I click, I'm clicking. What? Interact. Everything is not working. This is wonderful. Ah. What if... we do something like that? Because technically it's already under his action there. I'm in the, like, I just need this to work correctly because I collapsed those functions, and then we'll move over and try that. Okay, can I click it? Okay. Whew. Although now I can't click away. I can play with the phone. I just can't click away. I still like how that works. I'm glad that works as well as it does. But, okay, okay. We're closer. If... oh, of course. This needed to go up one level. Of course that wasn't going to work. That makes sense. I get it. Click. Woo. Click. Whoa. What the heck? Reset is being called. Yeah. Reset. And look at that. Foreground update. Yeah, right. don't think I'm calling that anywhere else. So what's setting it? This is another flag I don't like. So is something calling close apps that I'm not on home button pressed? That's the only way you can get that equal to 1. It's crazy. Reset called. Reset called. Weird. Okay. This is the only place you can call reset equals 1. Continue there. Continue there. Okay. Close apps is called because a phone put away, which is happening here. Oh, I get it. We need to say if we're in this state and we do interact again. Okay, that was my bad. That's why states can get kind of confusing. Now if we do this, bring it up. It's happy. I can click away. And we've restored our phone experience. Nice. Yeah, everything's working. Sick. Okay, awesome. And then we can click on this guy. We'll get our journal. And now if I come down here, I click this, open that door, moves. Right, and this is the issue where we can do this and it messes things up. But technically, now it won't mess with both of them because it prioritizes the door first. So technically it kind of works. You can't do both. So this code now prevents it from executing both actions at the same time. So it's a little bit of protection. It works. Remember, step 1, make it work. Next question is, does it work right? Yes and no. We want to move it to that highlight style. Right now, it's just as you get close. It's also kind of hard to see the highlights. And that's because the highlight outline takes the size of the sprite. And so that's the extra margin it gives, and that's it. Which is still kind of hard to see even here when we're like looking against it. And even when you go up to this like light switch, it's hard to tell that it's highlighted because of the outline here. The real question is that what we want to do tonight? Like for what we have left? I could also fix this bug, because this one bugs me. Now he's like, on this side, he should be on the outside. And if he shuts the door, like... So I'm thinking I could fix... I might be able to see how this like does the occlusion. I want to do that with the door. Just trying to see. Sparklies or dark smoke? Huh. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Because I've also had like, you could also have a little thing float up that's like eye or click or interact or some way. Because you can kind of see how it interacts. Oh, there's nothing telling it to finish. I could create like a, if it's called after some period of time, it just auto completes. Like a timer outlet. And like create an error. I can't seem to reproduce that other bug I had. I always feel like timers will come back to haunt us. Yeah. I think it's better to just maybe deal with the error. Like, if it's a problem, then it's a problem. And if it bugs me, I'll fix it. Because if I make too many workarounds and I never get to the fixing it, then you're like never getting back to it. And you're like, here's a bug. Although there's a good chance I fixed this with all the codes we did now. If I click this, ooh. Oh, it's more that the interactable doesn't have an interact. Okay. Let's go to the sink. Oh. Gotta head out. Have a good stream. Best luck on the jam. Thanks. Yeah. I don't know how much longer I'll be streaming, but we'll see. I am, like I said, moving and trying to get all that done. But we're also making some good progress, so. Rid of my card game. I was trying to figure out how to animate the cards drawing. I had it all on timers and it wasn't ideal. Yeah, no, all the animation stuff, I prefer just to use, let me detach this. The animation player. And go from there. What? World boundary shape? That's new to me. Because I never used it. I don't even know if I need that anymore. I was trying stuff with the sink and don't think I need, like, well, any of this. I think all I need to do is we'll go with function interact. And here you can say the highlighted sprite is the sync is interactable. And that takes care of like a lot of this junk. We don't need to set, well, any of that. Which I'm just going to delete these and see if we can just get rid of them. And I don't need this node. And then we'll just delete those because we don't need it. So we can see that here, we just need to call super on ready. That should make the sync technically interactable. And then we should just do this. On interaction, we'll just omit it. Otherwise, you'll get stuck. So then we'll come over here, we'll click it. Hey! Well, now I'm stuck. Why didn't it, what didn't it like? What happened? Also, why is this so 17? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. What the heck? Okay. Six, or is it 5? 5, I think. I think that's better because then I think I can jump between the two. Okay. And then interactable.interact on interact complete emit. That should state ended. Yeah, that should reset my state. I also need to make that state faster. The interaction state. It's just like too slow. All right, so I click this interaction. be stuck. What is that? Interact. Interact. I still don't like this lowercase. Gotta head out. Work in the morning. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for the bits. You're way too kind. You are awesome. I'm kind of fading too. I'll probably end here in like 15, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, unless I get a second wind. Packing is just I want to be consistent on my hours. I think when I move, I'll be so nice to be able to get back into the swing of things and be consistent. But I think all this moving has just got me so it's exhausting. Packing, planning, looking for a new place to live, all that stuff, just so stressful. Okay. Click. All right, so I interacted. Oh, is it too fast? It's because it's calling it. You know, I probably need to do it beforehand. We need to connect the interaction. Hey, why is that interaction not working? That works. Like how he's just like acting like he's picking something up. So, okay, I'm missing something. I think we need to say um hmm. We should probably like maybe check when the animation's finished. Player, sprite sheet, node. Yeah, we already have one of these. Oh. Which we literally have nothing happening when that happens. Okay. Every time I hear this song, I think of the Escapists. Yeah, sometimes I get this code and I'm like, I want to rewrite so much of it, and I'm like, I gotta hold back. Because that's an easy way to get yourself just overwhelmed. That's like a Friday night thing. Although tomorrow we're gonna work on the jam. Should be fun though. The jam, not rewriting a bunch of stuff. I think this is probably fine. I think it's just because I don't have any interactions set up for it. I think what I might try to do. I wonder. Actually, let's go to variables. Interactables. I'm curious. Let me just put like sync. Let's set it to bool. Okay. And then if we go if interactables equals true, then I don't want that. I need to do the narrator. But I want to be like the sync looks clean. I just want to see how that works. And then we go script and go with timeline. I'm gonna go here. And I'm gonna say interactables dot sync equals true. Start the timeline. And then let's emit a signal for like checked sync. And then we can go back to player. I'm cooking now. I'll go back to player. And then where's it at? It was like journal, right? Yeah, here. And then we can say checked sync. And we'll set this to false. And we'll even dispatch and end the and the state. Right? Okay. It's nice. I got to play more with Dialogic. That's what I was wanting to do. Oh, go through. Yeah, okay. We should probably, what if I did like no one? Does that look better? Ooh, the interaction did nothing because there was no one is set. Player at the default. No style. I just want to. I want to find the one that was like the default. Okay. Note interaction. Styles. Hello. Default 3. I forget what it was called. Honestly, I do. Okay. Here we go. This thing looks clean. Nice. Although it's interesting that like it goes faster after that, after the first one. You picked your journal. Up your journal. I think that's better. I do like that. I think that looks cool. cool. And that way we can like pick up things that come on, round. All right, it's coming together. It's coming together. All right, and I think with that, my contacts are maxed. When I'm all moved, we'll go back to going an hour longer, but I think I'm gonna keep with this. Let me see who is streaming and who we can raid. You know what? Go to Grumble of Pubs. He's a good guy. Why not? We'll go there. Raid. He's building his bat game. Last time I checked. Be nice to him. You guys rock. Looks like he roughly started an hour ago, so he should be on for a while. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support. I'll be back tomorrow where we start on our Pirate Software Game Jam. Okay. Stay awesome.